Lights, camera, action. Yo, 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 yo. It's been a minute, baby. What's up, what's up, what's up? God damn. Man. This is the third episode of my journey to becoming the biggest movie star in the world by the age of 25. And fuck, man. This shit is tough. And yeah, we all kind of knew that. But let me catch you kind of up to date. The last episode that I made was in in February, and that was about 4 or 5 months ago. Right now it's like second week of July, and yeah, man, some really cool shit has happened. Some really good shit, exciting shit I never thought would happen, and just some shit in general as well. It's tough. It's been tough. But yeah, there's pros and cons of it, and I'm just gonna share whatever lessons, or if you want to call it failures or steps in my journey that I have faced in the past couple of months, because that was pretty much the main purpose of doing this, of making these different episodes every few months till the age of 25, of basically showing a person's journey of pursuing their dream. Whether or not they make it is not the point, but what kind of lessons along the way do they learn, what kind of setbacks do they face, what kind of achievements they make, what kind of person they grow into, was basically my kind of purpose. And you could call it, I'm kind of like the guinea pig of the experiment, and I don't mind it. It's fun doing this. So yeah, okay, let me just take you back to when I shot this. February 2025, still 2025, and I was just making this vlog, and I just started to do my thing in Mumbai. It had been like a month or two there, and I was trying to figure out, I would not steal, but I would find numbers from people's phones and stuff, and I'd ask them, can you please help me out? Because the system over there, I think I didn't share this last time, but I should this time. So basically the system in India is agencies aren't a very big thing for actors. Getting with an agent, oh, my agent will call you, he'll sort it out, oh, my agent booked me a job. That doesn't really happen. They have about 400 or 500, maybe, if I'm not wrong, about 1,000, because there's a lot out there, about 1,000 casting directors, casting agents, casting assistants that send you auditions if they know who you are. So you get their numbers, and honestly, and you guys probably already know this, but because it's India, a lot of them are scammers. I wouldn't say all of them. 20% are scammers. 80% are pretty good, hardworking people. But yeah, 20% are scammers who will ask you for money up front and then never get you a job. So, but I mean, that's all around the world. That's the case in the acting world anyways. So you get their numbers, and you basically send them a profile, and a profile is basically where you've got 2 to 3 good headshots, or but not professional headshots. Basically just want to see shoulder up, face, what you look like, and it has to be, well, now they prefer if you do it with an iPhone or just with a phone in a natural background, maybe even by the beach or whatever, and not super professional, just a simple photo, so they know what you look like without all the filters and all the after effects of photoshopping, or maybe getting a professional shot. They don't want to see a perfect you, they just want to see you, and they want to see how they can work with that. A full length photo, maybe from the stomach up, something like that. So a few photos, and that's your profile. So your profile is a few different photos of you, of your face, of your body, of your full length, plus an introduction video. And an intro video is basically where you say, this is my name, hi, my name is blah blah blah, I'm 20 years old, my height is 5 feet 9 inches, and these are my profiles. I'm available for the shoot dates, yes, this is my contact number, whatever that is, and that's what you attach to the profile. Plus you attach any work that you've done in the past. And what I realized in India was that they don't really give a shit about what I've done in New Zealand. Because 1, it's a New Zealand accent, 2, it's in English, so why the fuck would they care? And 3, it's different how they work and how the rest of the world works. Quite different. So you basically, if you don't have any work links, that's what they call them, work links. If you don't have that, then you basically grab a Hindi monologue from somewhere, maybe a TV show, Preferably not something super famous, like from a film or like a superstar. You don't like just emulate that, because then they start comparing you to them in their mind, and that's not the best. So something like low key that no one really knows, but a monologue that you put into your way, you use your craft on it, you make a backstory or whatever, like whatever your process is, and you shoot that and you just attach it. So intro video, a few photos, and a monologue if you have no work links. If you do have work links, ads, TV shows, whatever, just chuck them in there. So you do that, you say, I'm currently based in Mumbai, and this is my contact details, and I am this, and you basically send that to like 400, 500 numbers. And you don't really hear back from them for like ages. So I didn't hear back from them for like 2-3 months. And I didn't know who was legit either. I just had these different numbers that I'd grabbed from mates or like people that I knew in Mumbai, or like found out because from the scratch, bro, because my family's from Delhi, which is like this capital in India. I didn't know I don't know anyone. I don't know any fucker in fucking Mumbai. I don't know anyone. So it's an interesting story. So when I was in Delhi for my cousin's wedding, I actually went to Mumbai there was an open audition. So an open audition is where all these people from around India, and preferably, well, mostly are from Mumbai, who are based in Mumbai now, and they come from all these villages and cities in India. They come to that place for an open audition, and they pretty much come in. They say, this is my, they introduce themselves, yeah, and just their phone number and name and all that. They write their names on a big book, and you come to this place called Aramnagar. Aramnagar is a place in Mumbai where all the casting studios and where all the setup of where all the auditions happen is basically it. Where all the in-person auditions happen, because that was a big thing back in the day. Now you just fucking shoot it at home and then send it through. So I went for this open audition, and it was a crazy experience. It was my first ever open audition. I don't know how many people were going to be there. And bro, I'm coming from New Zealand. Like, even if you have 10, 15 people for an audition, you're like, fuck, this is busy. But over there was about 200-300 people. Yeah, and I think me and this other mate that I met over there, like we just became mates because we were both there, and we were both from Delhi. We were on 150. I think I was 151 or 131, and he was 132. Like, that was our number on the roll, because there were 300 people. And bro, it's crazy. Like, you come, it's crazy. I was scared shit, because I'd literally caught a flight from Delhi just off the morning off, went to Mumbai, went to that place to audition, to see how even an audition works. And this was an open audition. So most auditions don't work like this anymore. They aren't any more open auditions, but like they're way less. So, and I found a reliable source like on Instagram and stuff, and I checked them out. I was like, okay, cool. This is a proper casting agency and shit. So I can really invest money in this. So go there, morning off, and I was only going there for a day because I still hadn't found a place to live or anything. So I was going to go back to Delhi night off. So go there, find this place, do the shoot, and they basically tell you as soon as you walk on. I'm like, oh, sir, am I, because I don't know how it works, but what I had heard from like YouTube and other vlogs and stuff was that people, like the casting director basically looks at your face, and then they have a criteria. It was an ad, so they had a criteria of, oh yeah, we want a nerdy kid, we want a good looking person, we want a boy, girl, this height, this age, and they basically call you out. They're like, you come to the place, you're literally in Aramnagar, and you're like, okay, cool, sir, am I fit for this? They're like, fit, not fit, not fit, fit, okay. And fit basically means that, okay, they'll audition you. It doesn't even mean that you've been shortlisted. Not fit basically means that you've come from your homes in this fucking scorching heat to that place just to be called, nah man, you're just not fit, maybe not too good looking, or maybe you're just not fit for the role, so we can't even audition you. And that was crazy. I didn't even know that shit. Like, I kind of heard of it, but once I arrived there, I was like, oh fuck, this actually happens. So if they had said not fit to me, I would have been in Mumbai for no reason, spent like, 13,000 rupees to like catch a flight there and then back to Delhi. It would have been a waste. So that was weird. But basically I was fit, thankfully, and that was, bro, I was just like, fuck, okay, thank goodness I can at least give an audition. Met this other dude who was real nice. Okay, so fast forward, became mates with him, got shortlisted for another role in that ad, but never like actually got locked for it, which means I never actually shot it. But whatever, got one mate in Mumbai now, so we're getting somewhere. He was from Delhi as well, but he had moved a couple of months ago. And so basically I asked him, bro, can you send me all the numbers you've got? And he had collected about 200, 300 numbers from different places, casting directors and stuff. So I just sent him my profile after understanding what a profile is. And all this went through, and then I moved to Mumbai like officially in January when I first shot this. And in Feb I shot this, like the last episode. And I was there. And got shortlisted for like a couple ads, but I didn't really like get anything by then. And what surprisingly happened was, like, after I shot my second episode, like literally the last vlog for this like series that I'm shooting, I never took a nap in Mumbai, like, because I thought like it might be wasting time, because I was like, I'm in Mumbai, I gotta be doing something all the time, like acting classes or like, I don't know, contacting people, understanding the industry, some shit. So, but I was like, that day I was just like so distraught, and like after shooting the vlog, I was like, okay, cool, I got one job done today. I went to the gym and I like shot this vlog, so it was something creative or like part of the thing that actually fulfilled me in some way. So like, fuck it, man, I'm just gonna take a nap. Kid you not, straight after, and I don't think anyone's gonna really believe me, but I kid you not, even I was amazed that this happened. After I shot the last vlog, I posted it and everything. Oh, I didn't even post it. Or maybe I did. No, I don't think I posted it. I was like, fuck it, I'll edit and like post it later. So I literally went to bed, took a 15-minute nap, because I like, fuck it, I don't know what else to do. I'll just take a nap, just kind of recharge myself. And I usually don't take naps like ever anyways, because that's like not the kind of person I am. But took a nap, 50 minutes, wake up. I got 3 missed calls from one of the ads that I got shortlisted for. They're like, bro, where are you? We've locked you. Where are you? We need to get a confirmation, because what happens in India, people usually like back out last minute or whatever, or they're like, oh no, I got selected for that shoot, so I'm sorry I can't make it or whatever. They're like, bro, we've been calling you for like the past 15 minutes. And I'm like, shit, the first time I take a nap, right after shooting something that actually fulfilled me from inside, I don't know if that has some voodoo, like universe kind of, I don't know, connection or whatever, I get a call for my first ad in India. Bro, that was crazy. Okay, crazy as fuck. So I'd auditioned for that like ad like a week prior. Fuck man, it was crazy. Oh man, still amazing to me because it was my first gig in India, man. And like obviously it was a small part and whatever, but first gig in India, like kid from New Zealand, thinking of like dreaming of being there. But like I never even thought I'd be in the background in India, because I was like, that's so far, and like how the fuck do you like get there, and like it's so corrupt, and like the systems are different, they're not like as transparent as like us over here. But yeah, it felt good. It felt similar, not the exact same, but it filled me up with as much joy as when I first realized that I had gotten into Toi Whakaari, the National School of Drama in New Zealand. Like literally, I started crying and I was on my knees and shit. So like, I just broke down when I got selected for that one. Not for the ad, for the school. But the ad was big as well. So I'm like, shit, okay. And this ad, I don't know if anyone of you, like, I'm not a big cricket fan or even a sports fan in general. I just like going to the gym. But if anyone of you do know, there's this famous Indian cricketer called MS Dhoni, and he was in the ad. And bro, he's one of the biggest like cricket celebrities or superstars or players of all time in India, or just of all time in general. So that was massive. That was massive. I was basically the mate of the main character, and I was just on the side, and we were just chatting. And you just see me for a couple of seconds, and I don't even have lines in it. But hey, man, it was my first ad, and I was filled with a lot of joy. So got my first ad. So that basically right after I shot my second vlog, like a couple of months ago. Amazing. And then kept auditioning. Got and went for an acting class because it had been like a couple of months, I think, it had been a month since I shot that ad, the one I got selected for, and I was like, bro, I'm so lonely in the city. I only have a few family friends, or not even family friends, they are family, but they're like extended family, and like we're not that close. Like they're real nice and supportive, but we didn't meet like every day or anything, so didn't really talk to them too much. I was like, so I don't have really like close people near me, and also the people I was living with, they were quite helpful in the beginning, but later on, I'll talk about that more as well. But later on, I found out they were super toxic and shit. But whatever. Um, I'll talk about that later though. Because I really want to address that. It had been a month. Didn't know anyone. Knew that one mate that I did that open audition with, but he was busy. He had a girlfriend. He was looking for work. He himself was like, bro, I just play the guitar, work on my craft at home, go to the gym. That's about it. I don't know what else I can do. I'm not getting work either. So I felt pretty bad for him, and I didn't know what to do. But like I was like super lonely. Didn't even have mates there, and I don't know where to go. Because everything in Mumbai costs money. You want to join an acting class, costs money. You want to go to a dance class, costs money. You want to make mates, go to the club, costs money. So so it was pretty tough. I was in a low point, and at that point I was like, cool, fuck it, I need to do something. And till this point, I hadn't really taken an acting class in India because again, there's so many scams. I wasn't sure which one was the perfect one or the right one. And then I was like, fuck it, I gotta do something. I gotta take the first step. And I was like, I just have to listen to my gut, and I have to like go for an acting class. So I just meet more like-minded people. And I'm not gonna lie, I met some amazing people. Like we were 6 people or 7 people in one class, all great people, really good people, and I really treasure that to this day. And I'm really lucky that I got that. It was this workshop called Breathe and Act with this guy called Ashish, really good guy. He was like a head tutor, and I just joined that. It was a bit expensive, but like I later on found out it was one of the most cheapest workshops in Mumbai. Like if you're going for legit ones, because they charge like 50, 60 K rupees, and this one was for like 20, 25. But yeah, so went for that, and then I was like, cool. Those 6 days were great. I was like, I'm working on my craft, and I know what it means to be an actor in India and how they work over here, and I need to work on my Hindi and stuff, and I need to like work on that. Okay, cool. I'm learning lessons and stuff, and okay, this works and this doesn't work. And bro, these are some amazing people, and I'm having lunch out with people, which was a normal thing when I was in New Zealand, but I'm in Mumbai doing that for the first time with some really cool people. This is awesome. One of them was like really famous. Well, all of them did some really great work, but one of them was like a super like big guy, like super, and I shot like a little reel with him as well on Instagram. Super nice guy, super humble, and I never thought a man of that like kind of experience and like that kind of fame would be so nice to me, like a new kid who was like a big brother. Still chat to this day. So that all happened, and when the class was going, I was super hyped. I was like, cool. I wasn't even sleeping or going to the gym. I was like sleeping like 5-6 hours. I was like, I've only got 6 days. This is 20 to 25K of my money, like of my dad's money, but still, it's money. And I really don't want to waste a second of it. So I was either at the workshop, which went from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., something like that. And then the rest I would just spend on working on the scripts that they gave us for the day, reading lines, using the different techniques that they told us, whatever. So 6 days is great. Last day, chilled, had a party and stuff, and then we watched a cricket match. And I'm not a big fan of cricket or sports, even watching it, as I said, but I watched that match, and it was India versus New Zealand. And they were like, you better fucking be there because you gotta be there. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Go to this place, real nice guy. The guy who's super famous, he's got a sweet place. And we were watching the match, and New Zealand was initially winning, and I was like, in your face, bro, like we're winning. I don't understand cricket or sports, but this is fucking awesome because I can clearly see that we're winning. And then eventually it was like, I think it's a World Cup, but not the actual World Cup or something like that. I'm not sure, but like that India won at the end, and I was like, fuck, India is good. And all these guys were like, you better not fucking bring bad luck to this game. India better win because they're all proper Indians, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, New Zealand might win. Good times. Had drinks. It was like a last day, or like, I think it was the last day of the workshop or whatever, and it was really good. I had really a lot of fun. Drinks and stuff, and I was like, cool. I'm getting like a social circle in Mumbai finally, bro. It's been tough this far, and that would have been the 2nd month in Mumbai or 3rd month. And the next day, I was just like, fuck, what do I do now? Cause it's tough, man. You don't have anything to do in the day, like not a proper job, right? Because over there you can't like wait tables and shit. Like it's not like you can't, you can, but that basically pays you, like what it pays you shit all. Like if I had to compare it to New Zealand or a Western country, so if the minimum wage is $20, that pays you about 50 cents. So it's for people, because there's so many people there. There's a whole community of people who have a very low, like maybe like they live in the slums and stuff, and they've got a very low kind of lifestyle, and for them that income is like sort of helpful. But that's, so they're the cleaners, they're the waiting staff, they're the retail members at stores and hospitality industry and stuff. So they do that, and it pays them somewhat enough to get like, but like I've never experienced that. So over there, working is not an option, and for most people it isn't, who come from like cities or come from like good families or middle class families. They can't be working there because that shit isn't going to pay you enough, and you'll get fucking harassed because it's not very healthy. Like they don't treat people nicely, right? Like if you're in the lower kind of economic system, you're shit. You don't mean anything. So anyways, I didn't have a job, right? I didn't have a job. I was living with my dad's, like whatever he sent me, and it was kind of sad. I was like, man, I'm like nearly 20 and I can't even pay for myself. But I was like, okay, it's part of the journey, whatever. I just gotta put my head down and keep working. But what do I do for work? Like, even if you want to get into a theater company over there in India, you gotta like first few years just like fucking help backhand and like just sweep the ground or sweep the stage and stuff, and like clear stuff out and get like chai, like tea and stuff for like all the actors and all the crew and stuff. And that's literally what you do for a year or two, and then they assess whether or not you're fit for the theater company. So bro, it was crazy. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I literally had literally had nothing to do in that city. I'd go to the gym, come back, wait for auditions, send profiles, send profiles to any casting calls or any new numbers I caught, and then I just watch a Hindi film to like really understand. Well, I knew the language, but like to say it more properly, enunciate, understand craft, understand what the legends had done before me, and just watch more of them. I'd always watch the commercial and the main films, but watch more good cinema or good acting in India. And it's a depressing state because you're just in those four walls. Even if I get an audition, I just shoot at home and then I send it through to them. I don't have to leave my house. So the whole day you're just like trapped in these four walls. I don't have friends or family there. I'm not studying there. So I don't have anywhere to go or to a university or anything to like meet young people like me. I don't have a job because that's not going to pay me shit or like treat me well. Man. And maybe I'm just like, maybe I was just throwing a hissy fit. I don't know. But that, to my knowledge, that is the reality there. And a lot of people just stay at home working like craft and stuff. And you need a tough fucking mental state to do that. But anyways, the next day I was pretty sad after the workshop because I was like, I'm not meeting, there is no reason for me to meet those people anymore. Like I would catch up with them, but like everyone has their own shit to do, right? It's Mumbai, everyone's working or looking for work, or they've got families in India or whatever. So I was quite sad, and more than sad, I was just like annoyed because I was like, I went to that workshop to meet like-minded people, and I thought they would like help me get out of this like depressive state or like this low state where I'm like not doing anything, and I'd work on my craft and stuff. But after those 6 days, what do? I'm back to square one, back to looking for auditions. And the day you don't get an audition, I literally was like, what the fuck have I done with my day today? Went to the gym, sat at home, ate food, like just 3 meals a day. But other than that, just watched a film. I'm going mad. So yeah, that happened. And the next day I was quite down. But actually, hold up. On the last few days, yes, this happened on the last day, or the second last day. So the guy who ran the acting workshop also has a casting agency. Casting agency, which is called Casting Wala Company, which basically means the guy who does casting. Casting Wala means like guy who does casting, and then company. So he literally took all 6 of us like a few days before the workshop ended to his casting office after the class, and he was like, cool, just give you an introduction video over here, and hey, maybe we can get you some work because you guys are all new faces and stuff. And I was like, yeah, great, awesome. And then on the last day, or the second last day, I did get an audition from them. I think it was on the last day, but I was so sad after I came back home because I was like, this is literally the last day. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, how I'm going to spend my time. So I was really like, oh man, I don't know if I want to admit this, but I had a little cry, okay? I had a little cry before I shot the audition. So I was like pretty depressed, I was like crying, and I was like, fuck it, okay? I'm here to work. I know I'm sad. I know I'm not booking work, but and I don't know what to do. I don't have friends. I can go on and on. But I gotta still do the work regardless. So no putting off this audition on to the next day, no procrastinating. Do the audition even if you're sad, give it your best, and then hit the gym even though you don't feel like it. So I did it. It was like 11 p.m. Did the audition, went to the gym, came back, and then went to bed. I was feeling a bit better because obviously you get your fucking adrenaline up when you go to the gym and shit. But that was about it. Then went to bed, and then the next day or a couple days after, they were like, "Cool, you're selected for the ad," and I was like, "Bro, you know how I shot that ad or how I shot that audition for the ad?" I didn't say it to them, but I was like, I was crying prior to shooting it in my bed, and I had a little cry, and then I just went and shot it at home. Crazy, man. This industry is crazy. This business is crazy. So that happened, and it was basically a scooter ad. So like in India, a lot of scooters are used. So it was by a Honda scooter, and they wanted to see if I could drive a two-wheeler, and I never did in my life. I know how to drive a car in New Zealand, not in India, because what the fuck, no one follows rules. But I'll learn one day. So yeah, never drove a two-wheeler other than a bike, so like a bicycle. So I just got my flatmate's like motorbike, and I was like, cool, can you like teach me how to drive this shit and just record me so I can send it to them? So they're like, okay, cool, he can drive a two-wheeler, and I was like, sweet. So just did that, and they were like, cool, you're selected. And I'm like, bro, this journey, this life is like, this industry is weird, man. 1 minute you're crying and you haven't got an ad, or you haven't met people, you're not doing shit, and the next day you're like, you get selected for you get selected for an audition that you did when you were in a really bad, like, sad state. But whatever. Okay, so got that ad. That was great. It was actually really awesome. It was shot at one of the best colleges, I think, that in Mumbai, Xavier's College. It's one of the more posh areas. So you've got Mumbai, and it's real weird. But if I had to compare it to New Zealand, you've got Mumbai, you've got Andheri West, where all the fucking actors are. So you could call that, I don't know where that would be in the US, but I'd say that's Auckland for the actors that are based there. I don't know. It's not really the same thing, but you've got Andheri West, which is like a mid to low kind of economic status. So you're living in an alright place. I had a pretty nice room, but like overall, that's the kind of way it is. And then you've got South Bombay or South Mumbai, which is pretty much North Shore, which is like the nicest area, which is more like, so if we're talking in terms of status, South Bombay, really nice place, and the West, and like rest of Mumbai, real India. So I didn't fuck with that, but that's where I was living, and I kind of really didn't like it. Like it was polluted, and like it was like it stank all the time, and the rivers were like really bad, and there was garbage outside. And this is just a common thing in Mumbai, but there's always construction happening. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to find. They're always digging the grounds up, and they're trying to like fix the pipes, and then every few months they dig it again. I don't know, and that's been the case for Mumbai for like ages, but I didn't know this until I had actually gone there. So fuck, I talk really fast and you breathe. So basically this ad happened in Xavier's College, which is in South Mumbai, and great college. A lot of films have been shot there. So like, wow, I was starstruck, and we were like the 4 main people for this ad, or like not main, but like semi-main people. So it's just me and one chick and 2 guys, and we were all just in this ad where we like, it was a funny story. It was like we like ride a scooter, and me and this other guy, juniors, like junior people at a college, and these seniors are like, okay, you're not supposed to park here. Pretty childish, but very light-hearted, just for an ad, a commercial ad. So it was good experience, really good. I felt really good, and people again were really nice. And food on high budget sets, whew, the chicken curry, oh man, Indian food on an Indian set in India, some things you can't find anywhere else in the world. But that was great. So did that ad. Again, the next day, don't know what to do, so get back on the grind, I guess, which is basically just auditioning, waiting for an audition. Kept auditioning. How did I get my 3rd ad? Yeah, kept auditioning. This is where it got really bad, but how? Because it was really good on the day, and then I met these really cool people, and a week went by, and I don't know what happened. Something really went down. Oh, yeah. And then I contacted one of the agents. So there were 2 models in our class of that acting workshop who were signed up to this awesome agency, or I think it's the awesome or one of the best agencies in India, which is Times Talent. Which, if I don't know if you're Indian, you might know Times of India, which is like the newspaper. Like we've got New Zealand Herald over there. It's Times of India. So Times of India, I think, has a modeling agency or an acting agency called Times of Talent, which like they just they're kind of like connected in some way. I don't know full details, but there were two models who were there, and on the last day or the second last day, they brought their manager just to like check out the crowd and like check out the audition space, and because he had recommended to go to this workshop, and I was like, okay, cool. If a manager's like literally telling their like fucking talent to go and do this workshop, it must be a good workshop. So I was like, okay, cool, that guarantees that I didn't waste my money. What do you call it? So he followed all of us on Instagram, and I was like, I don't know how legit this is, and I don't know, it might be a bit tough. So I hit him up, and I was like, oh, bro, can we get on a chat? And he told me about like, this is how it works. Agency takes this much money, and what we're gonna do with you now. What he told me, he was like, I'm gonna groom you personally, and that's gonna take 6 to 7 months, and then we'll maybe sign up with you, hopefully, like after the grooming. So grooming means from face, body, hair. That's why the short hair. So grooming basically means to like fit you for the Indian audiences, to make you ideal for the Indian audiences, whether that's modeling or acting work. They should like you, and they should feel like you're one of them. So they actually pay to see you, basically, to put it in simple terms. So he chucked me on Hindi classes with this real nice dude in Mumbai, and he was like an elder brother to me. He told me to get a haircut. He was like, this is this. He sent me a few like high budget commercial auditions. Didn't book any of them, but hey, work was going on. But it was just very slow. The Hindi class was really good. I knew Hindi, but it made me sound more local, and it was really good because I could hear it. Like I shot a monologue at the start of when we just start the classes, and then 2 weeks later, and I don't know, it gave me goosebumps because that shit sounded very different. This sounded like a very young boy, and this sounded like a proper man. And I'm not talking about like, oh, it's a man, but like I could see the range of my voice. I could see how deep I could go. I could see like, and like obviously Toy taught us a lot of that as well. But Toy doesn't always give you like context. They don't tell you why we're doing this exercise, but you learn it later. And now, bro, I only went to Toy for 1 year out of those 3 years, but a lot of shit is coming to me now. And I'm like, oh shit, this is where I can use this. Oh, that's why we put emphasis on that word. And that's why we did those relaxation like exercises for our voice. And voice training is very important. Even if you just do it at home, like 3 times a week, you need to do it if you're an actor. So that class was really good. I wasn't too happy about the haircut because I was like, okay, I really like my hair, and I like fucking got them dyed and shit, and whatever. Like I really like that kind of look, that long hair and shit. But if that's what I gotta do for the work, that's what I gotta do. So I cut the hair and shit, and then I keep auditioning. And then there was this guy called Lizo Talents, which is like a casting agency. But there was a guy called I'm maybe not gonna take names, but there was this one guy that I was auditioning for ever since I'd landed in Mumbai. So from day one to like now, and it was the 3rd month, and I'd always gotten like a few times gotten shortlisted with him and never actually booked a role. So I got, after the haircut and shit, I was just like quite down because I was like, I've done the Hindi class and everything, and I don't know where to go next. And by this point, I was still not making a lot of friends, and I didn't know how to like make money over there in Mumbai. And this is maybe where I can share a bit the people that I was living with. There's this word that is basically used, it's not a very positive word, but there's a word used for like all the Indian actors in Mumbai who are struggling or who are working their way through, which is literally struggling actor. So if you're a struggling actor, that means you haven't made it yet, or you're not famous enough, which is a pretty like fucking shit word, but that's what we all were, right? Struggling actors. I'd say I was a actor who was working, like who was a work in progress. That's what I would use for myself. But yeah, that's just a common term, and it's just stuck around for a long time. The people I was living with was a couple, so a guy and a girl. They were like mid to late 30s, and this one chick who was a corporate worker, so she was like worked in the IT department or some shit, and she wanted to become a model / actor as well. So there were 2 bedrooms. I was in one bedroom, the couple in another, and she literally lived in the lounge. And I don't know, for people who are like in New Zealand, sounds fucking crazy, and that's how I felt. But in Mumbai, and I'm pretty sure even in LA or like really big cities where like getting accommodations is tough, this kind of common. So that was the thing, and they were like really. That's what I felt at the beginning. They were really good people. They were helping me out. They were helping me how to like get groceries for cheap, and they were like, "This is where you go, and this is how you do it." They would come with me. They would help me with my grocery, and they would share some like phone numbers with like casting directors and stuff. The guy was really good. He would come to the gym with me, and he'd be like, "This is how you should train," and all that kind of stuff. As time went, as time passed, I understood that they'd been there, or not understood, I realized that they'd been there for 15 years, and somewhere or the other, they kind of gave up on their dream. Like, they still did the occasional gig every few weeks, actually. They would do like 2 or 3 gigs, maybe a model shoot, or maybe like a ad or something, um, every few months. And the guy actually did soft porn, which I kind of realized later. I didn't know this shit, okay? So I kind of just jumped in last minute and I went to this place, which I shouldn't have. I should have done my research. I should have like found the right people, and I should have moved in with the right people, or moved in by myself. So that was a big mistake on my part. And all they would do all day is just talk shit about the industry, talk shit about people. They weren't very educated, and I'm not shitting on them, but like they didn't know basic English, so I couldn't really communicate from a cultural level. I could speak Hindi with them, but like, you know how about like the common, I don't know, common terms that you know in English, or like it wasn't a very smooth communication after that. I don't want to make them look like a bad guy, but they're like basically just smoke ciggies all day, talk shit, talk about porn and shit, and my brain started hurting after a while. They would shit on each other all the time. So the guy would tell me shit about the girl, like the person he was in a relationship with, and vice versa. And the girl in the hall was like kind of shit. She just like keep everything messy. Man, I was going crazy. I already had all the shit to deal with work, trying to find work, trying to make mates and shit. And now my home life was fucked as well. So I would go between Delhi and Mumbai, go to my auntie's place in Delhi, live there for a bit, for a week or two, try to like recuperate, try to fix myself mentally, then come back here. Because I couldn't move out either, because you have to give at least 2 months or a month's notice. And I was going crazy. I was like, maybe I can do this. I can like push for like another 2 months and then I'll be out. And they just like keep like telling me, oh man, it's not really worth it. Like they wouldn't say don't try, they'd say keep trying, keep auditioning and stuff. But they're like, yeah, but usually the star kids or the nepo babies actually make it. I don't know if you really have a chance and stuff, or like random shit. It was just piling down on me. So I wouldn't make them the main reason, but home life was fucked. I didn't have too many mates or stuff that I could hang out with all the time, and all that shit was going on, and I was mentally in a bad space. I'd stopped going to the gym. The gym people also, I don't think I was going to the best gym or like a decent gym, because I had gotten into that gym because of those people, because they went there. And I realized that the trainers over there would always be on my ass, because in Mumbai everyone wants to make money, fair enough. But they'd always be like, oh, let me give you a training session. Oh, let me give you a training session. And after telling them like multiple times, no, bro, I'm all right. Thank you very much. They'd keep telling me, oh, no, I think you need to fix that. You need to fix that. I'm not a fucking super buff guy, but I have been training for the last 2 to 3 years, like just after high school. So I know how to go to the gym and do simple exercises. Can you not be on my ass? So I was like real annoyed, and they would always be there. And then I was like, and because they're like proper Indian, so they like come off a little bit like they try and bully you, but that's just the culture there. They're not like like Indian culture isn't always being super nice and super like accommodating and stuff. It's just like, cool, this is how it is. Just like, you get it, bro. It's like kind of like in the hood, I guess. But yeah, I'd stopped going to the gym, and I was just like, this is fucking annoying. I'll just do a home workout. Everything just came trickling down one after the other, and I'd lost it. So I went to my auntie's place in Delhi. I was like, I need a week off, and they were exploiting my dad as well. That was a big part of it. What I realized later was like the rent money that they were asking from me was a lot higher than me moving into a place all by myself. Like if I got a place for just me, that would have been like 5 to 10k rupees less than what I was paying them monthly. So they were exploiting my dad, which made me sad, and I don't know what to like say to them, because they just be like, no, this is the price, okay, this is what you're paying. And my dad was like, well, I don't know what to do, you've already been living there for a couple of months. And that made me feel shit, because it was like it was happening because of them, but I was kind of the problem, and I don't know, it was shit. So went to my auntie's place. They would always exploit us for like some kind of groceries. They would eat my groceries, then lie to my face, and a lot of my like stuff that I would buy weekly would be gone by the time I came back home or whatever, and I'd confront them and be like, no, I think she took it, or he took it, or she took it, he took it. Or maybe it was just the person who comes and cooks food for us. I think it's her. And I was like, what the fuck, man? What the actual fuck? And bro, these are people who are 15 to 20 years older than me, and they're not doing anything with their lives. They're pretty much bums. They're getting money from, like, okay, I won't get into too much details because it's their personal shit, but they have another way of earning money and shit. And I'm over here trying, like, I'm living outside of my, like, comfort zone, or outside of my country for the first time, right? Outside of New Zealand. So whatever, went to my auntie's place, auditioned, kept auditioning because I was like, even though I feel like shit and I really want to go home now, I want to go back to New Zealand, because I'm like fucked in the head now. I still want to continue the work while I'm here until I get on a plane and leave. So I kept auditioning, and at one point I got this audition, which is like a really good ad because you can literally see me. It's only me and another dude, and we're like the main people in the whole ad, for Baskin-Robbins, which is like an ice cream company. I don't know if it's big over here in NZ. I think we've got like some other stuff, but not Baskin-Robbins. Maybe we do. No, we have something else. Oh, anyways, but so yeah, auditioned for that at my auntie's place. I had a fucking scruffle and a beard and shit. I looked like shit. I don't know what I was thinking, but I still auditioned for it. And I wasn't expecting to hear back. I was like, it's just like another audition. You just audition, you don't hear back, and you don't get selected. And every month you just do one gig, and that's how it is here. I actually got selected for that, and I had to leave back from Delhi to Mumbai to actually do the shoot. And I was like, oh fuck. Low key, I was like, oh man, I'm so done with this. So I literally booked my tickets. I didn't get my deposit money back. I didn't get any of my rent money back for the next month because they were basically cunts. And then I just came back because I was in the head. I was like so fucked. So I did the shoot, and a blessing in disguise happened. But like even when I was at the shoot, I was like, oh man, I'm just doing this for the sake of it. Like the love for the craft, for chasing the Mumbai dream, for doing all the work, for I don't know, for like the dream, like the love that I had, the passion that I had completely disappeared. So I was just doing it for the sake of it. I was like, okay, cool, I'll get another 20 grand rupees and I'll be out of here, whatever. And also, why would I say no to work? Because there's so many people, there's like 10,000 people who would want this audition in Mumbai and want this commercial, and I'm here like rejecting it. I shouldn't do that. I should go do it. So pretty shit mood, went for the costume trial, went to go to do the shoot, which was in a pretty nice place. And the blessing in disguise was that I met another dude who was not from Mumbai, but he was living there, and he's also an actor and stuff. And he was like my co-actor for that commercial, and we became really good mates. And he seemed like a really good guy. Like I think I'd met a lot of people in Mumbai, but he was one that put friendship over work. So like work is important for sure, but he also cared for the other person. Like I had met so many people who had become mates, but because it's Mumbai, they'd meet you one day and the next day they'd pretty much forget about you. Not because they forgot about you, but like because they would be in their own hustle, in their own struggle, in their own mental turmoil to like make it, right? So this guy did the shoot. I think that was one of the best days. It was 14th of April or 12th of April, and I shot that ad with him. And it was a 4-day shoot, all good food, good time, good shoot. I was pretty nervous and tired and everything because I was like, I'm leaving in 3 days. I booked my tickets. I told Dad that I can't take it anymore. Can I please just leave? I just want to leave. And he was like, yeah, come back. I've seen you over the last few months, and you look more and more sad every time I talk to you. And it's paining me as a father to see you this way. And my mom was like, yeah, come back, please come back. Even though I didn't want to leave at that time, but yeah, eventually I did leave, so I am in New Zealand. Hey guys, if I didn't mention that. But yeah, that happened. But that was really good. I did the shoot with that dude. I did that shoot with that dude, and we went and got a few drinks and had food, and that was the first time I had actually went and experienced the nightlife in Mumbai, because Mumbai is fucking expensive, and I was like, if I'm not making enough money and I'm like chipping off Dad's income or savings or whatever, I shouldn't be spending it too much. But that was the first time I actually enjoyed myself and had like a social life outside of the workshop time, but like went out with that guy, and we got some food and nice pizza place and shit. And he was living there for a while, so he kind of knew Mumbai and stuff, and he could guide me and help me out. And it was great. We had a fucking mean chat at his place. He was living by himself, which now makes a lot of fucking sense, because your home is basically your work center. It's your office for an actor, especially in Mumbai, because you get like 7 to 8 auditions a day, sometimes none, sometimes only like 2 to 3 a week. But that is your office. If you can't be calm, if you can't be in your state, if you can't be creative, if you can't have freedom, if you can't just be yourself, then you can't do your best work, if that makes sense. Because that's what all acting is all about, right? Even if you're doing a commercial, it's still acting. It might be a bit dramatized, it might be a bit different, but still acting. And commercials, by the way, are basically the first step of making it into Bollywood, or making it big in that industry, because there's a lot of commercials being made and everyone gets shot at them. That's been my experience. Everyone gets at least one audition for a commercial, and that's where they start off. That's what I've seen, that's what I've heard, that's what I've experienced. So I've got 3 ads in the bag. By this point, I'm fucking basically distraught. I've made a really good friend now, literally in the last few days of like leaving Mumbai. And yeah, I was still contemplating it. I was like, maybe I should just stay here. I was doing my Buddhist practice as well. I like chanting a lot, but Buddhists, like the Buddhists in India, are like really different to the Buddhists in NZ. And NZ, like my like Buddhist family is like, they've seen me since I was a baby, right, or since I was a teen. These people don't really know me. I'm very new to them, and somewhere in the process, going from Auckland to Wellington, Toifakati, going from Toifakati to Mumbai, I was kind of losing myself. I didn't know who I was. I was kind of losing my identity. Which before I would not give a shit. I was like, what's identity? You're an actor. You just adapt to the space. But sure, I'm adaptable as a character, or as an actor. I can adapt to a character, but as a person, or my personal life, I'm also Sahil. And who is Sahil? If he's running around, if he's cutting his hair, even though he doesn't want to, he's communicating with people he never thought he might. He's in a really bad, toxic environment. He doesn't even know if he's Kiwi or Indian, or Kiwi Indian or Indian. Like, what the fuck am I? Like, what? Yeah, so that was a bit of a midlife crisis. So it was a tough time, some good, some bads, and I've now come back because I was just going mad. Even after I came back, I needed some therapy, which I never thought I might take, but to like solve all those issues and residual turmoil I had in my head. And I called up the tutors at Toy as well, like, can I come back by any chance? And they were like, not right now, not in the middle of the year, but maybe at the start of next year. If someone drops out, because it's run by the government, right? Because it's the National School of Drama. So I think there's something to do with funding and stuff. So they're like, we'll have you, but then someone from either the costume department, the art department, the acting department, or like someone from the acting classes throughout 3 years has to drop out for us to take you. So that's a maybe not for next year. So right now I'm in July 2025. At home, pretty fucking not depressed as I was before, but also quite upset with what just happened. Like, I was in Mumbai, bro. I was in Bollywood, and now I'm here. And that part wasn't easy either, but this is not even on the journey to where I want to be. And so I took up a part-time course at a polytechnic after coming back. I was like, cool, I'm going to do something that can secure my future, because before I was like, backup? What the fuck is a backup, right? That's what Asian parents say when you want to go become an actor or a painter. Nah, I don't need a backup. I'm just going to like fucking be in this and burn the bridges. But now I'm like, nah, man, shit can go down. It can go down in unexpected and really harsh ways. So have a backup. So now I'm doing this part-time course for so just from home. What am I doing? Quantity surveying, which is like in construction. I don't know how big it is in India and shit, but it's a good degree, and it'll pay me well after I do it. It's a diploma, but I'll work my way up and stuff. But that's in the future, and that is only a safety net. do not want to give up on acting. I did think about it a lot. That's why I'm making this in July, whereas I had already come back to New Zealand in April, but I didn't want to tell anyone because I was in a bad space. So I'm doing that to secure my future, and the reason I'm doing it online is because, here you go, I want to go back and I want to try again in Mumbai at the start of 2026. And yeah, some people might say this is stupid. Some people might say like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Where are you going and stuff? Fair enough. Hey, I don't blame you. And yeah, in some part you might say that, but hey, this is the only chance I've got. Like after I do my diploma of the like next year or two, I'll basically have to go find a job in condo surveying in NZ probably and start paying off my student loan, right? So I've got this time, why not give it my best? And if I do make it, then I can just pay off for the course and I can keep doing what I love, which is acting. I haven't like gotten back into the acting scene over here in NZ because I'm kind of just like saving up money. I'm just like making money, trying to like work different odd jobs, save money, and then go back on my terms and not like worry about whether or not I'm like chipping away from my dad's savings and income. So yeah, that's another journey. So we're in July, the second week. I'm gonna try going back in December or January of 2026 to Mumbai. I've learnt a lot of fucking lessons for sure, made a few mates, know how the scene actually works. It was a big fucking setback. It was tough, but the journey is still continuous. We're not done. We're not at the end of the road. And there've been a lot of people, even after coming to New Zealand, or even in Mumbai it was a bit tough, but after coming to New Zealand, a lot of people, friends, family, friends, people from the acting world in NZ that have really supported me. Really supported me. So I'm really thankful to all of them. But yeah, I just need to get that off my chest and basically share the wins and the losses that I took the first half of this year. And yeah, I don't know if I'll actually make it to Mumbai, like in terms of saving enough money or being in the right headspace at the start of next year. Maybe Toy might take me back, maybe there will be funding, maybe I'll feel like, okay, cool, maybe I should just do acting here. I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure that I'm not going to leave acting just yet. But yeah, I don't know where my next fucking step will be, what my next year is going to look like. But yeah, I'm just going with the flow because honestly, too much planning doesn't mean shit, because I planned going to India and staying there for a year and I came back in 4 months. So just go with the flow, trust God's plan, and yeah. Damn. This is a bit sad, isn't it? But yeah, all I'm saying is like, let's change the note and make it a bit positive. All I'm saying is like, now it's time to like buckle up. I've done therapy, and therapy doesn't mean like you're perfect and fine now, but I've done the self-work and I've worked on myself to like get out of that like mental space much better now. Slowly working on my craft, working on getting money, going to the gym regularly, doing my Buddhist practice, connecting with them, which is a great source of joy and energy that fills me with like enthusiasm for life in general. Gives me hope. And yeah, I'd say the dub or the win is that I'm gonna try going back again. And it might seem like a really evil place now in my head, but I want to change that. There's a saying in our Buddhist practice, changing poison into medicine. I want to make that memory of Mumbai different. I want to make it good from bad. I want to really thrive there, and I've learned so many lessons now. And in terms of like getting a job and stuff, I know I can become a casting intern or a casting assistant or a casting director maybe in the future while doing auditions and acting, which is a really nice side income while keeping you busy and in the same industry, and also telling you what casting agency usually looking for, right? And the guy who I did an acting workshop with, he does, as I said, has a casting agency, and I think I can get with him. I can like be his assistant or whatever, because I did ask him before, but he replied when I was just about to leave for New Zealand, come back here, and I was like, oh man, I'm kind of off on a airplane in like a couple of hours, so maybe not now, but thank you. So yeah, hopefully get with him do something. So basically, to change the kind of tone of this vlog and kind of make it more positive, is that you get hit by an adversity, and especially if you're trying to go for your dreams, because if you want to live this stable, safe life, man, it'll have its setbacks and hardships, but it won't be this fucking tough. This makes you question your identity, makes you question your thinking, makes you question who the fuck you are, what the fuck you're doing in this world. A lot of questions, especially as a creative in an artist kind of industry. Also, India is pretty corrupted by the more business side than the more artistic side, even in the acting world. But hey, acting's acting, as I say. But to change it to a positive note is that no matter what kind of hardships or adversities you might have to face, always try to get back up one more time. I worked hard in the gap year in 2023 to get into toy, got into toy. 2024 I dubbed. 2024 learned that maybe I want to go to India and try it over there, got support from my father, went to India. 2025 again a win. And to be honest, in my acting journey up until now, in the last 3 to 4 years, this has been the first major setback, first major adversity. So am I gonna fucking throw in the towel and be like, cool, I give up? Maybe not. Maybe just one more time. One more time. And if I fail this time, it's okay. At least I would have given it my all. At least I would have tried one more time. So this vlog is dedicated to giving it one more time. One more try. Peace, guys. Cheers.